today, if you can see behind me, we're at the Leonard Rubin District Court of Maryland. And, if you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, that this is the court date that Mr. Peter J. Kuste had to show up. And, we had to talk about his actions. And, we were set for a trial date. I got subpoenaed here today, all the way to Maryland. I made my way. No big deal. It is what it is. This is what we do every single day anyways. But I did just want to point out, so if you guys are familiar, I'm just going to wait for a few more people to show up here. I don't know if my service is bad or what, or if the notifications just haven't gone out, but what's going on? What's going on? Time and execution. What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you go hit that like button so we can get this out to as many people as possible right now. But so if you look at the thumbnail, this is I am here in Maryland. I'm here in front of the courthouse. I was supposed to have a trial set for today. I was subpoenaed to come here all the way to Maryland and to make an impact statement, make a statement as to the incident that happened with Mr. Peter J. Kuste, who came and attacked me with a baseball bat on the side of the road, filming in front of a dispensary, which a lot of you guys saw. It got about 200,000 views on YouTube and many, many hundreds of thousands more across all other platforms from all of you guys sharing as well. So, unfortunately, if you could tell by the title, I have some bad news. This is a crazy happening. What happened to me out here today? So apparently, don't take this as me telling you to do this, but apparently in Maryland, you can attack somebody with a baseball bat after going to college for journalism, having a bachelor's degree in journalism and having a master's degree in effective communications. After having all those credentials and working with journalism for the better part of the last 20 years, you can still go and attack somebody on a sidewalk and get probation. As a matter of fact, no, excuse me, that's what I thought they were going to have him plead down to. He did not get probation. He has to pay restitution for my broken microphone, which is good. I'm surprised. First of all, I'll get to that in a second. What absolute BS came about that with the whole ordeal of trying to get this guy to pay restitution. But he also has to do, get this, 24 hours of community service. 24 hours of community service. No probation, no jail time, no fines, no anything. You guys saw the video. You guys saw what happened. 200,000 people saw it across this planet. And yes, no anger management. No anger management classes. They said that he already did anger management classes. No record of that. They didn't want to produce anything that says that. And it is what it is. But man, I will just say I am absolutely distraught at how this entire thing is going down. First of all, by the state attorney that was dealing with my case. He brought me out, he talked to me on the outside of the courtroom, and he tried to get me to take the deal and make Mr. Peter J. Kuste, make him plea and lower his charges. And I told him, I said, look, my goal here is not to put this guy in jail. That's not my main objective here. That's not what I'm trying to do. I don't want to send this guy away for years. But with the fact that he has credentials, he has degrees from 2 different colleges. One is a master's and one is a bachelor's degree in communications and journalism. With him knowing full well, after years of schooling, that me on the sidewalk could no way, shape, or form be illegal to have my phone. I'm sorry, go ahead. To have my phone and to be recording on the sidewalk. In no way, shape, or form does he believe that was illegal whatsoever, nor does that give him the right to come up and accost and attack people with baseball bats or a club, whatever you want to call that. So absolutely the craziest thing we have to deal with here. I am going to let a little bit of proprietary information out here. What I am going to do, my next course of action, will be to go down to either the courthouse or the police department here in Montgomery County, and I'm going to file a stay away, no contact order so that they can't subpoena me, or I would have to file a protective order because it's outside of 30 days. So they're not going to subpoena me all the way across the country again, so they can have me sit in the courtroom all day and then tell me that, it was a mandated deal that Mr. what was his name? Mr. Zach Brennan. That was the state attorney who was talking to me and trying to get me to plead down and talk down Mr. Kuste's charges here today. But, you know, after dealing with him, he told me that it was above his pay grade. He had people above him, his supervisor. I have the email from the supervisor saying that charges like these and people like these are usually given just community service. Now, given the fact that this was this guy's first offense, and he has no priors of anything, not even ever talked to the police. With that being the case, then it's fine. I agree, you should lighten his charges just a little bit. You really should. He shouldn't, either way, regardless, I did not want to send this dude to jail for years. That's not what I'm trying to do with this whole thing anyways. That is not what I'm trying to do. But for them to be on his side, take only his side, solely his side, and, you know, use the system, use the process against me to either A, call my bluff on me even showing up, because I had a back and forth with the DA, with a state attorney, and I wasn't sure if I was even going to show up and testify today. But, you know, I showed up. I'm here. They didn't even want me to testify. They did not hear any facts. They did not look at any video. And I witnessed personally multiple court cases before mine where people were convicted or pled to stealing groceries, for one, and one was there was a minor traffic infraction that somebody pled guilty to, and they got 6 months and a year of probation. 6 months and a year of probation, and this guy is does violent crimes. He committed violent crimes against me, against somebody that he knows full well, 100%, that they are not breaking the law and not doing anything that he's not even accustomed to. He worked in journalism. This guy worked for CNN. This guy made movies and stuff. He was a producer. So he knows that what I was doing was completely legal. So, you know, after seeing how the Montgomery County District Court and everybody here handled this, and after knowing what side they are now on, like I said, I'm going to go file a stay-away order, no contact order, so they can't subpoena me halfway across the country, or a protective order, excuse me. And then they messed up the charges. They only, in the beginning I already knew that they were going to be taking this dude's side and trying to get him off as easy as they humanly possibly could. And, you know, so they only charged him with assault. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to now go file charges because it's been adjudicated. The court date is over. He already got his sentencing, and he already pled to the crimes that they were absolutely willing to pursue. So now that they dropped that, I'm going to go file for assault in the second degree, assault second, and disorderly conduct as well, seeing as how that was not even a charge on there to begin with. So to show them that, you know, we have people on our side too that know how this system works, that are willing to trudge through the system, willing to trudge through the process, to not have our rights trampled on, and to not be treated like this. I watched people go to jail today. I watched people get fines. I watched people plead to nothing crimes. I watched police officers here not even showing up, not even being here for court dates. This was the most discombobulated, uncoordinated, geriatric court system and court date that I've ever been through in my entire life, and I stand by that 100%, without a doubt. So, you know, first of all, we got 1,200 people in here. If you are here, make sure you hit that like button, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure you go subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to never miss the latest and the greatest from the best to the best. But, you know, unfortunately, not the story that I was hoping. You know, I'm glad this guy is going to be made to pay restitution, and you know, this guy was given the opportunity to pay restitution over the next 6 months. And you know, also something that I didn't point out is that the community service hours that he has to now do and you know, sign off on and supposedly do, that can also be completed over a 6-month period of time. So if you do the math out on that, that's 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week. I watched a man go to jail today over stealing groceries for his family. I watched a man go to jail today over stealing groceries. No probation, jail. And then for this guy, knowingly, to come up to me for exercising my rights and standing on a public sidewalk doing so, for him to then accost me, yell at me, drive aggressively, to come out armed with a weapon, attack me, break my property, malicious destruction of property, and then you only have to serve 24 hours of community service. After that, only 24 hours of community service. Man, if this isn't a two-tier justice system, if this isn't the perfect, if this isn't the perfect example of a two-tier justice system, then I have never, ever seen one, and I don't even believe one exists here in America today. Of course the courts don't like my rights, man. Of course, and I'll show you guys this email, and I'll explain a little bit more in another video probably that I'm gonna have to go over the entire thing and drop some names and let you know who I was dealing with here and who was filing this paperwork and handling this case, so you guys can go and talk to them yourselves. You guys can reach out. I'll leave all the information for you guys to reach out to them, but. Man, this is just absolutely the craziest thing I've ever dealt with. The judge, I'll post all the information as soon as I'm done with this live. I'm gonna go in the description and in the comments, and I will leave all of the information that I have and what I'm gonna do following up, and I'll let you guys know what the plan is, numbers and emails. Yes, absolutely, Zat, absolutely. Just subscribed. Reen French, thank you very much. Absolutely, yes. 1,300 FAPA fans in the house, everybody. Make sure, right now, 1,300 of you, I want to see 1,300 people's bicep emojis in the chat. Again, thank you, everybody, for being here. If you haven't already, make sure you go and like this live. Make sure you get it out to as many people as possible. Share this around, because this is going to be a crazy story, because I can almost guarantee you that this is not the last chapter. This is not where the story ends, because just with how the very beginning started out here, as soon as I go and file these second charges, which now I have Mr. Couste's representing attorney, I have all of his information, so I'll be sending him, I'll make sure I post the demand letters and the letter of intent for more civil and more criminal actions as well on Mr. Peter Couste, so you guys can be all clued in on everything going on. So people's quads, baby, man. I'll be honest with you, I got to start hitting leg day more if I got to be completely honest with you guys. But everybody, man, thank you everybody for being in here. You guys are the best. I just want to let you know, seriously, how appreciative and how awesome all these FAPA fans are in here. You guys keep me going. You guys keep me out here providing the best of the best content to you guys. And man, I'll tell you what, these guys targeted me from the very beginning. People say, the haters say that I go out and target these people, whoever they want. And, you can look at it as targeting, or you can look at it as a sane human being would. And I'm sitting there standing on the sidewalk. But, when they come after me the way they did and they're playing the sides that they want to play, man, they are going to figure it out very quickly that the FAPA fam and the FAPA crew is not the one that you want to mess with, because I'm going to take this to the fullest extent, and I'm going to expose all of these people in here not following the regular court procedures, telling me that, first of all, that one of the reasons that the state attorney told me that I should just take his plea and let him plead to lesser charges was because they were his attorney wanted to bring me on the stand. And I said, I have no problem being put on the stand. I am in 0 degree at all wrong. I am wrong, not a single bit. DD with the 5 and the people's bicep. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Thank you very much for the super chat. But, so, it's just crazy. So he told me that the opposing attorney wanted to bring me up on the stand and cross-examine me, which I was fully aware of, having to go on the stand and testify against him. I knew that they were going to want to cross-examine me. So he told me that that was a problem and that I shouldn't do that. And then I told him that, no, absolutely not. You can either tell him that we can talk about, I told him that we were going to proceed. I wasn't going to lesser the charges. And for this man for them to immediately take sides, not look at any evidence, not look at any video, not go over any extenuating circumstances at all, for them to just do that and let a violent criminal go back on the street. Not that I want this dude put away, but they're completely turning a blind eye to it. They're completely turning a blind eye to it, and it's just because of who I am. It's just because of the side that I play on. I'm standing up for our rights, and it is what it is. It's a pretty crazy situation, but like I said, as soon as I know more, as soon as I take my next steps, you guys are going to be the first ones to hear about it. So just a crazy situation. And then he told me that when I told him that, there were some questions that I wouldn't answer as far as, as far as money from, my businesses and stuff like that, because they were going to want to question my other businesses, my other revenues, because they have a whole bunch of information in Discovery. So they're going to ask me a whole bunch of questions, and I have no problem being completely and 100% transparent. I have no problem. I'm not in the right. I'm not in the wrong at all. So it is what it is. For him to say that it just shows that he was just ready and willing to say anything possible that he had to get me to just let it go. And at first, it was very, very funny. When I first showed up, they took about a half hour to 45 minutes to set up and get all of the people. He wasn't even there. He was not even there. And, if I was not there, if I was the defendant and was not there, they would have called me first. They would have said, oh, he's not here, instantly serve a bench warrant, we're going to get him arrested. And that's exactly how it would be, because the process only seems to go one way when you're dealing with people who like to exercise their rights and stand on their rights for their country and their people. So it's insane. It's something that we deal with. They wanted to call my bluff and see if I was even going to show up here today in Maryland. But guess what? Sorry. But, they wanted to sit here and call my bluff and tell me that I wasn't going to show up, come and make the 9-hour drive out here to Maryland. But guess what? It's all a business expense. It's not gonna affect me. And with how they are now handling it, and the side that I know the state and the district is on, now we're pushing on the gas pedal for sure. We're not letting up on this guy or the state whatsoever. I'm gonna blast them as hard as they can. I'll let you guys know all the information that I have and where you guys can reach out to them. And you guys can redress your government and your government officials how you see fit. And so just let me know what they say. I'm gonna be making some future videos about this for sure, without a doubt. So you guys can be sure to count on some updates. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna turn into a months and months long process, because now I'm just calling it. I'll put it out into the universe now. I'm just calling it that I will not even be able to file charges. They will deny my charges, and then once they do that, then that's a totally different route that I have to take as far as taking action against the people that run this court system here in Montgomery County. So I won't speak too much further on that. I'll let the cards fall as they do, as FAPA usually does. It is what it is. All right, yeah, we got 17. Oh, am I muted? Am I muted? Can you guys hear me now? All right, we're back. All right, sorry guys. Yeah, my bad. I tried to swipe away a phone call. That was coming up, and it must have disabled the audio. But just to let you guys know, I won't end it abruptly like that. So thank you for hanging around. Again, 1,600 people, 1,600 FAPA fans in the house. We'll give you guys one more minute. If you haven't already, make sure you go like the live stream so it can get out to as many people as possible, so we can accrue as many FAPA fans as possible, because this is going to be a crazy story. This is not the last chapter. This is not the last page. This is not where the story ends. So make sure you have those bell notifications on to never miss the latest and the greatest from the best to the best. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.